Alright, welcome back to Tabletop Therapy. This is a chill solo play D&D campaign where I am basically using some custom tools of mine and D&D Beyond and running through a campaign. There's a bunch of random generation, there's using just some systems to run dungeons and generation that I created, and yeah, so the story so far, let's pop in here. So we have, as you can see down here on the right, we've got our 4 characters. My main character is Mystis, so this is basically the character I'm playing the game from. He's a tiefling samurai fighter, hasn't hit level 3 yet, so he's not taken on the samurai subclass yet. But he has the bat wings that come with the variant subclass, and one of his main quests is to kill this legendary beast that is haunting the city of Ironwood. If you see here on the region map, the story takes place in Loren Altar, which is this marsh region, and Ironwood is the primary city in this marsh region. And it's a trade hub. What else do we know about Ironwood? It's a prosperous place, but there's something wrong in Ironwood, and that is that there is a legendary beast that haunts this region, and it's destructive and something that we haven't quite developed yet, but Mystis is intent upon figuring out what this beast is that causes the destruction in this region and how to defeat it. That's one of his main quests. So, he has approached Hopton. Hopton is our Verdun. She's sort of like a guild contact, and she works for the Arcane Artisans Guild. And we generated a quest from her where there was a manuscript that ended up going missing. And we entered into the dungeon with a party of adventurers. Originally we had Kar, his long name was Bundkara, but went by Kar, and he ended up dying very quickly into this quest. And his party members that were traveling with him, by the names of Tolvise, Dacia, and Bram, they ended up running out and running back to Hopton and basically reporting what had happened. And she said, okay, I didn't realize how challenging this was going to be. I'm going to need to bring somebody more talented in from the ranks of the Arcane Artisans Guild, somebody who's aware of the dangers of the city, of the under places in the city. And so this is where we re-rolled our main character, because we lost our main character, and Mystis was the character that was generated. So now the party is going back down into the underbelly, what's called the Ironwood Underground, where a thieves' guild seems to have taken up residence, and the party has since been able to fell many creatures throughout the dungeon, disable many traps, and they're now still looking for the manuscript. They're looking for the detail here says, if I go down to the quest, the missing manuscript, there is a bandit leader that takes the appearance, or is, it's unclear, a low-level sorcerer with some knowledge of the arcane. And the manuscript was taken so that he could try to unlock its power. This is not what the party knows, but this is why Hopton and the Arcane Artisans Guild is very interested in getting this manuscript back. So, the party has gone back down into the dungeon, and they will continue to clear the dungeon until they find this individual, this sorcerer type. Now, when the party went in initially with Carr leading the pack, they did run into a cult fanatic, and this cult fanatic ended up dropping one of their party members and then killing outright my character Carr. And but when we try to figure out what happened to this cult fanatic, he left. He had gone. We generated that he did not stick around. So what may happen is that at the end of this dungeon that he may return and be in possession of this document. But if we find somebody matching this description in the dungeon as we continue to explore, then maybe that individual is the one that actually had the manuscript and the fanatic wasn't him at all. So we'll sort of clear the dungeon is the plan, try to find this individual, and if we do find them, then that will be the end of the quest, that will be success. If we don't, then we're going to roll on the table with a high likelihood that this cult fanatic returns and that this cult fanatic is the one who stole the manuscript. So that's sort of the story so far, and I'm going to do a quick just reintroduction to our party here. So we've got Tolvise, our half-orc thief, thief rogue. She's not hit the subclass yet, but she's sort of trending toward the thief background. She has become somewhat trusting of Mystis. Mystis, early on, after Tolvise went down, Mystis was able to revive her with a healing potion, and this earned a bit of trust. And what we have, just a quick aside on the dash here, is we actually have a morale tracking tool I created. And you can see here that Tolvise is now devoted. There's 3 loyalty levels, and loyal is the last one. And there are certain things that I'm able to do once I have a party member that's loyal to me, and there's ways to lose loyalty, etc. But anyway, that's Tolvise. Dacia is our human warlock. She's a genie warlock. We haven't seen much of her genie stuff yet. But she's been very effective with the Eldritch Blasts. She's a little bit tanky with the Armor of Agathis, absorbing some extra damage there. But she's mostly not been explored as a character. And then we have Bram, or Brom. And he is an Eismar Ranger, a Gloomstalker, I believe, is what he'll become. Yep, a Gloomstalker. He has an angelic guide that's sort of bookish and lecturing, and he sort of like resists that influence, and so he's sort of like this edgy ranger, but he's actually taken a liking to Mystis, partially because of how he looks visually. He's sort of this tiefling with horns and blue skin and these bat wings, and so it sort of appeals to his sensibilities to take to Mystis and his leadership, and he's been effective in sort of being the hit taker, taking the lead in these fights, and Bram enjoys having a party leader that can allow him to step back and take shots from the back, as is his strategy. So I think lest I spend more time just describing endlessly everything that has happened and how I speculate things may continue to develop, let's just jump straight back in to our dungeon. So we had come through from room 6 here and up this corridor, and we're now in room 24. So I need to open up my reference here to the dungeon that we are in. Here it is, and I will and this is something that I generated randomly from Donjon or Dungeon, and it's helping us sort of create this underground area that we've been exploring, and this is the map that accompanied it. So as I referenced 24 up here, that's the room that I'll be looking at over in the reference. So let's click on 24. So, there's a hidden treasure in this room that I don't think we've rolled for. I want to check our time pool. We must have just exhausted the time pool. It was a quiet trap. We must have disabled it. Let me look at the game log here and see if I can remember. I have... these don't seem to be from this game. So we have... Tolvise. Yes, okay, here we are. Sleight of hand check, 23. Great. So what had happened at the end of our last session was Tolvise had come into the room here. She had discovered a trap that we had generated from our time pool, cleared the time pool, and she was able to disarm it and didn't take the D12 times 2, which could have been deadly for her. Let me pull up her sheet real quick. Yeah, with only 19 hit points, she could have been one-shot by that trap, so very glad that that did not happen. But what she has not done is taken a chance to detect this hidden treasure. And I really hope, because if I lose this roll, there's no way to get it back. And so we will just have lost our hidden treasure here. But I do hope we can find it. It's actually very hard to unlock. And not too bad to break, though. We could break it open. Okay, so a lot is riding on this perception roll, but here we go. Come on. Oh, no. Okay, we don't find it. Unfortunately, the treasure is lost to us, and that was a good amount of gold. Thankfully, we didn't lose any magic items or anything like that, but that would have been nice to have that gold. So, what I'm seeing here is that we are actually south entry, room 28 has a bandit captain and one bandit. And I'm actually going to add a bandit to that because I had left one off accidentally in room 6. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And then we've got room 10 with an ogre zombie and a zombie in it. And then we've got an archway to room 23 down below with a gelatinous cube in it. So she hasn't searched the room yet. This green square actually represents the trap that she was able to disable. And I don't think we've done a stealth roll recently. So in essence, the next thing to do is to see if she can sneak up to room 23 and get a look in there, since these doors are not known to her, and she'd have to take 10 to explore the room and have a chance to find these secret doors. But this archway is the only visible path to her right now. So she would make her way over to the archway, sneaking, and let's see how well she does. Not super well. 13. Okay, so this could be troublesome. So we're going to go to our encounter builder real quick. We're going to duplicate this one. We are going to call this room 23. And we are going to add a gelatinous cube. There's a giant ooze variation. I think we're just going to go with standard for now. And then we need to make sure we've got the proper party in here. So we'll reset this to our level 2 characters since we leveled up recently. There we are. And then I want to take a look at this. Okay, so it's a medium difficulty. So still going to be a challenge. I've never actually fought a gelatinous cube before, and I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I'm hoping we'll at least get the jump. So, I'm going to just go ahead and contest the stealth check here with a wisdom check. Not very wise, but has blind sight. I don't think that means that the cube would automatically detect, but if it did detect, it would be this blind sense. So let's see. Okay, it was close. But no, she was able to sneak up and she sees this gelatinous cube. I actually want to pull up the details page because I'm curious about these things. So that's what it looks like. Okay, they scour dungeon passages in silent, predictable patterns, leaving perfectly clean paths in their wake. They consume living tissue while leaving bones and other materials undissolved. A gelatinous cube is all but transparent, making it hard to spot until it attacks. A cube that is well fed can be easier to spot. Okay, so yes, she snuck up to the archway, but she may not even see this thing because it is potentially invisible. So I guess what we could do is we could determine if it's fed recently, and that could set our DC of how hard it is to see. But I think actually it has something about this on its sheet here. Okay, even when it's in plain sight, it takes a 15 perception to spot a cube that has neither moved nor attacked. Yep, and a creature that tries to enter the cube space while unaware of the cube is surprised. So let's do this. We're going to generate an encounter. Okay, so 25 to 60 feet away is what we're going to say with this one. So let's go ahead and place this cube. Oh, he's a big boy. There he is. Okay. And it's as far away as it can get, but it's still not very far. So, oh boy, this is going to be interesting. So DC 15 Wisdom. So I guess I could just make that check instead of trying to figure out if it had eaten recently. Don't get your flesh melted, bruv. Hey man, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I'm going to try not to. We'll see what happens. So, Tolvise is just going to have to make this perception check, and they're not aware of each other yet, but perhaps she would enter the room and get much closer, and then it would be too late, but we'll see. So DC 15. That was a 21. Okay, so she all of a sudden just freezes up and sees the danger, but the cube is not yet aware of her. So she makes her way back over to the party and informs them of the threat. And I wonder if anyone knows about these things. Let's go ahead, because all the other enemies thus far have been pretty standard, like humanoid fights, but there may be somebody who has information about these. And I think it's actually only Dacia that has history and arcana. So I'm going to give her a... Yeah, because I don't think anyone has nature. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Brahm doesn't have nature. Okay. So it's Dacia. She's our... What was her background again? She's like a fluent historian. So I think it's going to make sense for her to make a history check here to see if she's read anything about these cubes. And I think at a 15, given that that's like how hard it was to detect the cube, that she'll know a decent amount. So here we go. History check. Okay. Critical fail. She knows nothing. But they're all a little wary because it's big. And I'm also going to say, because she detected it, that perhaps it has fed recently, that there are like bits and remains of adventurers in this cube. So they're going to set up their ambush, which means that I think the rest of the party will need to make stealth checks as well to see if they can set it up correctly. So I need to remind myself how the cube did. Okay, an 8. So if each person can get into an more than an 8 on their stealth check, they'll all get a surprise round. But if anyone gets under an 8, the others may get a surprise round, but that person will just drop into the standard turn order. So Tolvise is going to move back. Mystis is going to be up front, so we'll just go ahead and have Mystis do his stealth check now. Okay, more than 8, he's good. He will get the surprise round. Dacia will move in. She will do the same stealth check. 10, good enough. Bram is up next. Stealth check for him. Very well. Okay, so everyone was able to pass that check against the cube's detection. So it must be sleeping, whatever the equivalent is of cubes and their sleep state. But let's see here. I think that I'm gonna make who's the smartest. I don't think I have anyone that has an intelligence check beyond the standard 10. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? It's Dacia. She's the one with the highest intelligence. So I'm gonna let her make sort of investigation from a distance. And it's a pretty low DC to put 2 and 2 together. That the cube probably eats stuff, because you can see the remains of an adventurer in there and just bones remaining. So it probably is dangerous to get too close to, is what she's maybe going to put together, unless she rolls terribly, and then the party might just run in. Okay, I'm going to say she doesn't say anything. She's like, maybe it would be bad to be close, but she's not convinced enough of it. And so we may have Mystis get close before learning a hard lesson. But here we go. We will auto-roll initiative, but we are going to go ahead and be in the surprise round first. So Tolvise is up first. Actually, what happens if we attack it? I gotta read this real quick. Okay, you can actually walk inside of it, but you will be engulfed. Creatures inside can be seen, but have total cover. You can pull creatures out of it, but take a bunch of acid damage. It has a limit to how much it can hold. It can reach 5 feet to do acid damage. Okay, so there's nothing in here about it. I think it's some other enemy. It's like a black slime or something like that. They'll actually like instantly eat your weapons up or something like that. So this is not as tough of an enemy as one of those black, I think it's like black pudding or something like that. But I think does this have, okay, it's immune to a bunch of stuff, but it doesn't have resistance. That's good. I was worried it might. Okay, well, I think that given that this is a party of new adventurers, they might run in on this one and just try to attack it. So Tolvise is up first. She's going to run in and she's going to attack at advantage because of the surprise round with her rapier. Terrible roll. 7 to hit. Oh, it only has 6 armor class. Well, that's good at least. Because she has advantage, she has her sneak attack. Ooh, max damage on the dice. Very nice. And a total of 13 damage to the cube. Not a bad start. Okay, she is maybe after getting close, and I'm gonna give her a perception check real quick to see if she can like maybe hear the acid sound of like, I don't know, dissolving, like a hiss or something like that. I don't know if it would hiss actually, But maybe it, as she slashes through it and some of the cube splatters onto the ground of the dungeon, there's like this like a, and with a 22, she's like, she puts 2 and 2 together. She's like, oh shit, this thing could like consume me. And she all of a sudden, standing in front of this huge cube, just sees potentially herself as the skeleton inside, and just like turns around, is able to disengage. I mean, this thing doesn't get an attack. She doesn't even need to disengage because of the surprise round, but she turns back and she's like, don't get too close. She conveys that this thing is acid. It'll burn us alive. And she runs past. So this would have been 1, 2, 3. So she's just going to use her bonus action, actually, to get a good deal away. So that was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And she's just going to yell out, thank you, sir. I'll let you know how it goes. She's going to yell out, keep your distance. All right. That was a very effective perception check on her end. Bram is up next. He's going to get his advantage with his longbow shot. Come on, crit. No, 18 though, so 26 to hit. Very nice. 12 damage. Very nice max damage on both of these attacks. I'm going to go back and retcon real quick his hunter's mark. So he's going to glow. I don't remember what color I used. Say purple for hunter's mark. And then we'll just mark this thing as purple just to indicate that. And then we've got another 1 damage from hunter's mark. So that's a total of 13 additional damage. Both of them did 13. Very nice. Okay, Dacia's up next. Actually, Brahm is going to heed the advice and move away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he'll move corner onto 6. And they're going to make this cube chase him. All right. Yes, Dacia is up with advantage on the Eldritch Blast. 14 hits. I'm glad this thing has low armor class. That does make this a bit easier. So that blast just goes straight into the cube. Acid splashing again onto the dungeon floor. 8 force damage. And there's just chunks of this thing that have fallen off and kind of affected the integrity of the cube. It's a little less cubish at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's as far as she can go. And Mystis is up, and he's a little concerned after hearing what he did. He feels less certain about running in, but he's definitely going to be in between the party and his enemy. So he is going to shoot with his... Well, I don't think he wants to put his shield away. So maybe we'll just chuck our hand axes at this guy. I think we got 2 of them. So maybe we'll start with that. I can't forget I got a potion of growth. Cap of water breathing. I wonder if that would work inside of a gelatinous cube. A little air bubble for you. I'm not sure that that's the most of your worries at that point once you're inside the cube, but he could breathe in there. Potentially. Okay, so let's see. We have 2 hand axes. I think he's going to go ahead and put away his shield and pull out his bow at this point. And so he won't have as much armor class when the cube gets close, but as long as he can keep it at a distance, he will be okay. 11 hits. We will do 1d8. So we've got 10 damage on the cube. Alright. Good surprise round. He's going to run back. Alright, top of the round. Tolvise is up. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to fire with her short bow. 17 hits. She's going to do 8 damage to the cube. We're getting close now. 32 left. So she did 1, 2, 3, 4 actually. 5, 6. Bonus action dash. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. As far as she can go. Okay, Bram is up next. He's going to move. I think he may actually just wait in the hall here. And ready in action if it gets close. These guys don't know how fast it can go. And so I think they would just want to stay as far away as possible and just try to kite it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Readied action for a longbow shot if he can take it. Dacia's up next. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's risky for her to run in. So I think she's going to take a step back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Readied action from her as well. Alright, cube's up. So this thing's got 15 movement. And it's going to dash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it gets here, literally one space away from Mystis, and is unable to catch him. And that's its turn. Yeah, I don't think it has any range beyond its 5-foot reach, so we should be okay. Let the kiting commence. Mystis is up. He's going to pull out his longbow and take another shot. 7 hits. It's really hard to miss this guy. Longbow damage. 10 damage. Okay, I think we got this guy. It's not bad at all. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Tolvise is up. I'm gonna rule this that, you know, Mystis basically says it's coming. Keep going. So that Tolvise doesn't like try to. Well, actually, she's got a lot of movement, so I think she'll actually take this. So she'll go 1, 2, and then we've got the corner here, so she can take the shot. She's only moved 2, so she's just fine. She's gonna do. I guess she could even do hide action. And I think Mystis would also communicate that this thing is fast, and it's, you know, it could catch up to them. So she's not going to try to hide from it. Oh, it wouldn't even work anyway. She doesn't know that. But she's going to prioritize movement and is not going to try and hide to get a better shot against this thing. She's just going to pop out. Short bow shot. 17 definitely hits. She's going to do her 9 damage. Alright, it's looking real bad. It's fallen to pieces. So she only did 2, so she's going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that they're sort of just like looking for a last stand in this corridor. Bram is going to move back 1. Basically, prepare action to shoot. Dacia is going to do the same. Back up 1. Prepare action to shoot. So we've got Bram and Dacia with prepared actions. The cube is up next. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's basically right here. Just perfectly kiting this thing. It's almost as if I have played this game before. Alright, Mystis is up. He's going to shoot with the longbow. Hits. 4 damage. Not a lot. And then he's going to go ahead and take out his shield and sword and drop his longbow. And get ready for a sort of a last stand as this thing looks like it's about to go down. What I didn't do, that I should have done, is this would have triggered both Dacia and Bram's held actions. So we're going to go ahead and use those. We'll start with Bram first, since he's first in the turn order. This was just a longbow shot. I don't think he can miss unless he crit fails. Very nice. 11. Okay, it goes down. So as he fires this last arrow, it sticks into what's remaining of this cube, and the cube just kind of like, that probably is just a beautiful noise, like just slips into a liquid instead of being, you know, cubish. It just loses all of its stability. It's like jello melted. And I'm just also going to say that in this specific hallway, that there happened to be enough cracks and bits where, and it like melted enough as it went along the way that it sort of just like is like falling into the cracks of this dungeon, and I'm basically trying to say it's not at this point blocking their path. It's a clear path, and it's not going to hurt them to walk that path. So, a great success here. Let's go ahead and look at the experience real quick. That went about as smoothly as it could go, so very happy about that. 113 experience for the party, each individual. Manage experience, 113. We're getting very close to level 3. Very nice. And then I think we have potentially some gold here. Let's see. So it's room 23. 13 copper. Not much, but we'll take it. 15 plus 13. So among all the wreck of the cube, it just had, I guess, eaten up everything of value, and so all that was left was 13 copper. Great. So Tolvise is now going to scout back through. Oh, let's go ahead and just highlight this guy as red. Scout back through to the archway here, and she's going to kind of peek in. What was her perception before? I believe it was a 12. I don't think there's anything else in here. Yeah, it says, oh, when she peeks in, she basically sees that there's a set of demonic war masks on the north wall, and someone has scrawled, "I've forgotten my name," on the north wall. Ominous. What are demonic war masks? Sound kind of cool. I almost want my characters to take them, but they're not really meant to be items, so they're more decorative, I guess. But anyway. We'll resist the urge to be like some of the players that I've DM'd. No shade on them. I would very much like to get some demonic war masks on my character. Okay. So what we have here is 2 rooms. As far as she can tell, there's nothing here. She doesn't know that there's a secret door. This just looks like potentially a dead end. But she is going to start in room 24, and we are going to take a time pool dice in order to detect, we'll have a chance to detect these doors. So we're going to start with the door to 10. I don't think this takes, yeah, we haven't been over that way yet. So we're going to start with the door to 10, and she's going to have a chance to find it. This is in room 24. The door to 10 is a DC 15 to find. So here she goes. Oof, does not find it. It is lost forever. So the next door here think that means the only way back around to it is going to be... I think the rest of this dungeon is locked to us. Like, we cannot now get over there. That's too bad. Because we didn't find this secret door. And we didn't find this secret door. I guess there is an upstairs here, so we can just generate another dungeon once we hit the upstairs. We haven't tried to go through this portcullis, so we probably would try that first. But let's just see if we can get into this room 28. It says DC 15 to find that door, so another perception check. Jeez, okay. That one's lost to us forever as well. So 23 it is. Let's do one more danger dice. This allows us to roll for this door. And yeah, I did lose the chest. I'm gonna go ahead and mark a second red for that. That was the hidden chest that was in room 24. I know I've lost that one. Okay, so this secret door from 23 to 28. Oh gosh, this one's even harder. DC 20 to find. Oh, it was on a crit, and I lost it. So now we can't even get upstairs. So this whole area is lost to us. Cannot get upstairs. I wonder, I might need to make a rule where I get to reset a dungeon that I've been in before. I suppose, no, these are all secret doors. I can't even like knock them down as if they're stuck doors. So there's literally no way to get to the upper area here. I guess I could question like the sorcerer, or I could try to question anyone in the dungeon and get access here. The other thing I could do is make noise. But I wouldn't know to make noise. So, very interesting. Okay. Anyhow, so that was a loss. So Tolvise would come back and check this door. So this is room 12. So this north entry is DC 20 to lift, but it's a portcullis. We can see, potentially see inside that there is another Orog in there. And I still don't know if that's a specific name of an orc or if that is just a kind of orc. But anyway, I think what we need to do is, it's just going to be a heavy lift. It's definitely going to be a job for Mystis with his gloves of ogre strength, but... Oh, this is actually great treasure in here. Potion of fire breath. I don't even know what a drift globe is. But yeah, there's some good loot in there. So, we definitely want to go in. But given that it's a portcullis, I can see through it, and so I think I need to have a contest to see if Tolvise is detected, if she does detect the Orog, and what to do next. So we're going to go ahead and generate a new encounter. So this is going to be room 12. Still no spellcasters, so still on the hunt to complete this quest. Okay, we have our level 2 characters in here already. We're going to drop the cube. We're going to go ahead and add another Orog. And not too difficult of an encounter. Run the encounter. We'll go ahead and auto roll initiative real quick, but what we really want to do is we're going to do Tolvise stealth check to kind of sneak up to the gate here. See if she is detected. Crit fail. She just auto detected, and this is going to start the fight. So the Orog is... I might even just give... Well, let's have him contest it, because he could crit fail too. No, he knows. So what's going to happen is, let's just generate the Orog here. Monsters. There he is. Let's see what distance he was at. We'll do... He's 25 to 60 feet, so at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces in. So we'll just say he's, I don't know, here. He hears them approach. Maybe, you know, what actually happened is that he's been aware of them as they defeated the gelatinous cube, and he's laying in wait. And maybe this seems legitimate to me, that he would be laying in wait. And so we'll just see. I mean, I think I should just give him a surprise round, honestly, because of this. Where he gets to throw javelin in his surprise round at Tolvise. So that's what we're going to do. So he's going to end up running up in the surprise round and chucking a javelin through at Tolvise with advantage. So 24 definitely hits. That's going to be 9 damage to Tolvise. Just impales her with the javelin. I think that's all he could do. Though, he makes 2 great axe attacks. How many javelins would he have? Probably several. I mean, I'm gonna let him make multiple attacks with javelin because he's got it on the great axe, and that just makes sense to me. So, and this one is at advantage as well. So 17 hits again. Okay, only 5 more damage, but still, for her, pretty intense damage. So we are out of the surprise round, and he would have sort of dropped back, and he's preparing, you know, when somebody comes through here, he's going to strike with his great axe. Is his intent. He hasn't prepared this action or anything, but that's what he intends to do. So Tolvise is going to, well, Mystis is up. And I suppose we're sort of at an impasse here, because whoever is going to go to try to open the door is going to do so in a way that disadvantages them. And I could have it just so Orog, he's going to run through the door. And I think that's pretty standard. He's not going to be a super smart orc where he's playing, but he may stand and wait, and that makes sense to me. But he will probably run through the door on his turn if they don't come running through. So Mystis is, I think, going to run up and get in this position and kind of encourages Tolvise to get to the back. He's got his shield out, and he's going to prepare to attack anything that comes through with his longsword. Tolvise is up next. She doesn't hesitate to run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move this cube out of the way. And she's going to prepare... Well, she's going to use the hide action. So what do we want to do with that? Gray for hidden. And then she's going to prepare an attack for whoever comes through. Dacia is up. She's going to do the same. She's going to move back and prepare an attack for whoever comes through. And then Orog is up, and he's going to run in. He's going to end up unlocking this door. And then as soon as he gets in reach, Mystis attacks with his longsword, being the first prepared action. So we'll come down here and longsword attack. 17 misses, his 18 armor class. This guy's very tanky. Yep, that was his prepared action. And then we have both Tolvise and Dacia with their prepared actions. Tolvise is first. Short bow attack. Misses. Dang. Dacia's up. Eldritch Blast. Misses. Oof. Not good. Everything is just pinging off his armor. And now that all of the prepared actions are exhausted, he's going to make his full movement in, and he's going to go after the guy that just swung at him. I think that's probably the most obvious move. So he's going to do 2 great axe attacks. He wouldn't have advantage anymore, so just standard great axe attacks against Mystis with a 21 armor class, which is very nice. First attack misses. Second attack, 18, very close, but misses as well. So Mystis is able to sort of parry with his shields and block the attacks coming in. Bram is up next, and if he attacks with his longbow, is going to be at disadvantage. So he's going to use his bonus action to mark this guy, and he's going to take a chance and move away. So he moves 1 space away. The Orog gets an attack on him for opportunity. 18 is going to hit him. He's only got 14 armor class. That's going to be a great axe slash. Not too bad. 6 damage on Bram. Okay. So he took a little bit of damage, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now he's in the back, and he's going to go ahead and make his longbow attack. It's going to be a 23. Finally, we get a hit. He's going to do his longbow damage, 6. And then I'm just going to roll a d6 over here for his hunter's mark. So that's 11 total damage between the attack and hunter's mark. Not bad. Mystis is up next. He cannot close the distance if the Orog decided to charge his companions. So he is simply going to... It's actually not great. I guess he could do an acrobatics check, which I think I would allow because he's got wings. As his action, he's going to make an acrobatics check to try to like flip over the top of the Orog and get in between him and the party, so the Orog can't charge his party. So here comes the acrobatics check. I don't know what the contest, I guess 15 would have made sense, and he got 16, so that's fine. Not a terrible roll, and boom. Okay, so now he finds himself between the Orog and the party, and he's going to go ahead and actually use his action surge and take the dodge action. And that's what that yellow circle is around him, dodge action. Okay. That's it for him, so he's in a good position to defend his party. Tolvise is up. She's going to use just her standard short bow attack. That's going to be 15, does not hit against the 20 armor class. Oh, you know what? I'm going to retcon that real quick. She's going to have hidden, or try to hide. So we'll do spot stealth check. Okay, it's a critical fail. So she does not hide, and she misses. Not great for her. We'll just say like the javelins that hit her, they're like, she's bleeding heavily. It's bad news, and it messes up her shot. Dacia's up. We're gonna go ahead and Eldritch Blast. Ooh, yeah, there we go. 22 to hit. That hits against the 18 armor class. She's gonna, almost a better roll. But that's going to be 5 damage against the Orog. This guy is tanky. Alright, he's up next. He's going to have disadvantage with his great axe against Mystis because of the dodge action. We'll roll that damage. Or that attack, rather. So 9 is going to fail. He has to hit 21 armor class. But no, he would have to crit, double crit basically right now. And so he's unable to do it. So they basically have this fight in the bag as long as there's no double crits. Bram is up with the longbow. He hits this time. Very nice. 25 to hit. He's going to do the D8. So 5 damage. Not great. But then he gets his hunter's mark with another 6. So that's 11 damage. And the Orog is bloodied and not looking well. Mystis is going to go for another dodge action, and so Tolvise is up again. Let's hope she can come back from her wounds. Yes. 22 to hit with the short bow. That's going to be 5 damage plus 1 sneak attack dice. That's going to be 8 total damage. Not bad. I want to double check sneak attack real quick, just to make sure I'm doing this right. Sneak attack, yeah, 1d6, we're good. Okay, Dacia's up. Here comes the Eldritch Blast. Very nice, it hits. She has rolled remarkably well this whole game. Very nice, 12 damage, and she kills the Orog. The last Eldritch Blast just strikes him, like, I guess, like right in the head and just knocks him right off. Knocks his head right off. Sure, why not? So the Orog goes down, and let's see. Tolvise is hurt. Well, let's do experience real quick, and treasure, because I believe we do get some good experience and treasure. So 113 experience, so let's pop over here. We're going to be pretty close, I think, to leveling after this. Oh yeah, one more medium difficulty fight and we will be level 3. Not bad at all. Okay. And now let's look at that treasure, because we love treasure. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this into my little conversion tool. So just all the gold and silver that was in the room is 206 gold, so very nice. But we have a bunch of these extra gems here, so we've got, I have to just do some of this manually. We've got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 in gems. So I'm going to take the 70 and put it to 140 and then delete all the gems from the list. 276, great. Now I'm just going to take the 276 and I'm going to add it here, plus 276, done. And I'm going to get rid of all the money. Oops, what did I do? Oh, it was a plus. That's why. Okay, I need to... Okay, so we've got +1 ammunition blowgun needles. That is going to be something I sell, for sure. But we're going to go ahead and add it to my inventory. And we'll find out what it's worth. Blowgun needles. I don't see the +1 here. Let's just do blowgun. There we go. Add it to my backpack. Okay. Drift globe. Drift globe. What is this? A small sphere of thick glass weighs 1 pound. If you're within 60 feet of it, you can speak its command word and cause it to emanate the light or daylight spell used. Once used, the daylight effect can't be used again until the next dawn. You can speak another command word as an action to make the illuminated globe rise into the air and float no more than 5 feet off the ground. The globe hovers in this way until you or another creature grasps it. If you move more than 60 feet from the hovering globe, it follows you until it is within 60 feet of you. It takes the shortest route to do so. If prevented from moving, the globe sinks gently to the ground and becomes inactive, and its light winks out. So it's sort of like this little, I'm thinking about like a droid from Star Wars or something, that you just activate it and it follows you around and it just lights the area around you. It's very nice. But what does the daylight spell do? Because it's been some time since I've read that. And I'm very curious about that. Daylight. It's a 3rd level spell. This is quite good. Bright light. Oh, it can dispel the darkness spell. That is something. Okay. Drift globe. Add to backpack. Very nice. Do I have to, looks like I have to equip it. And no, I don't think I have to attune to it. Very nice. I might just keep that around. And then 2 potion of fire breath. Very interesting. Potion of fire breath. This after drinking the potion, you can use a bonus action to exhale fire at a target within 30 feet of you. Saving throw 46. 3 times or 1 hour. So you get basically 3 fire breaths. It's pretty good. I might sell those though. Alright. That was all the loot. So I may be selling a bunch of these items here momentarily. But let's go back to our characters. And Tolvise is very low. Do I have multiple healing potions on some of my characters? No, just 1 on Bram. 2 on Dacia, but also Bram can heal 2 points with an action. So let's do that. Oh, I need to remember he's got the light spell as well. I also... Okay, yeah, Tolvise is fine. I think everyone's got dark vision. Not Dacia, actually. But it's... I'll need to remember to keep in mind that Dacia does not have dark vision, but everyone else does. Which I could buy her. I think they're goggles that give dark vision, if I can find them. Okay, so Brahm is going to use his feature. Healing Hands, 2 hit points. So Tolvise is up 2. Dacia, I think, had 2 potions of healing, so we're going to delete 1. We're going to roll 2d4. 6 healing for Tolvise. And 13 out of 19 is pretty good. I don't think she has 1 potion of healing. I think Mystis has 1 as well, which I don't want to use any more up. So we'll just keep it as is, and she is up at 13. And I am going to take a quick pause to get a drink. So Let's see here. Band. Okay. We are back. The air is on, so I'm cooling down, and I have some water. Gotta stay hydrated. Alright. So, we have Tolvise healed up a little bit. We've defeated the Orog. Room 12 we looted. There were no traps in there, so we didn't need to roll for any of that. Found a drift globe, which is a very interesting item. Very helpful against somebody who can cast darkness. Some other items that we'll probably end up selling, but a decent amount of gold as well. I think I'm gonna start saving. I would love to have some more +1 weapons and things like that. But at this point, it's just time to keep moving. So Tolvise is going to go into the room. We have here on the south entry a locked, good wooden door. Very hard to open, not so hard to break. Leads to room 16. Room 16 looks empty. We haven't gone this way, so it's a whole nother area of the dungeon to explore. But the door is locked. We will take a turn looking for traps, even though we know there aren't any. And she will discover that it's locked, but that there are no traps, which is good. So she will make her way over to the door. And at this point, she's going to see if she can unlock it. It is a DC 25. I think she has to crit to do this. She does not. So she needs to take 10 to actually unlock this thing. Or we can try to break it down. DC 15. I think taking the time is going to be better. It's going to be... and so whenever we can, I think taking the time to unlock the door is going to be best. So Tolvise is going to go ahead and spend another danger dice to unlock the door. Okay, that was my unlocking door sound. Very high quality sound effects. Okay, so room 16. So she would make checks to investigate if anyone was in here, but I know there's not anyone, so I'm not going to waste time with that. And so she ends up in the room. We do need to check what's in room 20. It's empty. Just completely empty. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and mark that room as cleared, basically. With green. And then we have a couple other rooms here. We have 14, and then we have a hallway to 35. The hallway has a secret door and a trap, so we'll figure that out. But Tolvise would basically... Oh, there's also this other door here that leads back to where we started, but it is locked. So we'll look at this one first. This one is West Entry 2. This is DC 25 to open. So it's a tough one. I don't think she did an inspection in this room. So she's going to go ahead and this is going to allow her to make perception checks into the archways as well. But this is our last dice before we clear the dice pool. And so she's going to... it's not like this door was hidden. She can just see that it's a locked door. So she's going to make her way over here, room 14. There's just a mural of a legendary battle in that room. It's covering the ceiling, and various torture devices are scattered throughout the room. Oh boy. But there's nothing bad in there. So it's all clear. And then she would make her way over to this archway. Which eventually leads to 35. There's nothing that indicates what's over there. So we're going to see M. Okay, there is a trap here. And since she's exploring this area, and she used her thing to do so, she will be aware of a trap here. And she will also get an attempt at that door, but only after we've dealt with this trap. So, it's a DC 10 to find. She's aware of it. DC 10 to disable. So the perception is going to be whether or not she thinks she can disable it. Okay, she's not sure. So she might not even try, not knowing how hard it would be to disable. So I think first she would come back over to this door, and she would probably attempt an unlock. So let's go back to 16 real quick. She can't tell how hard it is, but it is going to be DC 25. She needs to crit, basically, to unlock this door. She does not. So she's going to go ahead and take 10, which is going to give us an emptying of the time pool. So it's an enemy, and I think this is supposed to be a very tough enemy, but I think what I basically decided on this, go ahead and clear our time pool, is that we are going to roll on the Wandering Monster table 1 through 6 to see what we get. And we get a bugbear. Not so bad. So we're going to go ahead and generate a bugbear encounter. And it's just gonna happen without any checks for surprise or anything like that. We'll say bugbear. And just one bugbear is easy at this point, so we'll see how the fight goes. Shouldn't be too bad. Auto roll initiative. And then we need placement. So let's pop back over here. I love the name Bugbear. And okay, let's find out how close. 10 to 20 feet away. So I guess what we would say about this is that perhaps the bugbear was in the hallway? I don't know. Maybe there's just like a secret compartment or something he pops out of. But 10 to 20 feet away. So let's put him at 15. So 5, 10, 15 feet away. And then we just start the turn order here. I'm going to go ahead and switch my music, because I've been listening to this one for a while, and I feel like we want something different. All right. So Tolvise is up first. So she sees the bugbear. She's like, oh, shit. And I think she is just going to attempt to attack from a distance. So she's going to 1, 2, short bow attack. Very nice. 24. 2, so 5 damage. She is not going to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She says, "We've got company." Alright, the bugbear. You know what, this music is not right either. Let's switch one more time. I bet this one's good. Okay. Bugbear's up. So he can do... There was no surprise. He can throw javelins. He can do Morningstar. And I think he's got reach. No, 5 feet. I thought he had reach, but maybe that's just the... when you play the race, you would have reach. But apparently he can use a Morningstar with one hand, because it says he's also got a shield. I guess that's fine. Okay, so he's going to run in standard... so that he doesn't take any surprise, or attacks opportunity, rather. He's going to hit one of these 3 targets. We're going to do low to high from left to right, basically, to see who he picks. Okay, Mystis is who he picks. That works out for us. So he's going to attack with the Morningstar. He's going to do 18, which does not hit. And he just gets 1 attack. So not so bad. Mystis is up. I think he's just going to go... We're just going to try and bring this guy down. So longsword attack. 12 does not hit. That's too bad. I don't think he's got anything else at this point. Dacia's up. Would she try to move away? Oh, I don't think she ever... Oh yeah, she has temp HP. She did cast Armor of Agathis. She's not done any like hexes or anything, which I guess makes sense. Oh, she could do Minor Illusion. Yeah, okay, so she's going to spend her turn casting Minor Illusion, which is going to create basically the effect of disengage. Because the bugbear will no longer be able to see her. She sort of creates a 5-foot wall in front of herself that she's able to duck away from. The bugbear does not get an attack of opportunity. 3, 4, 5, 6. But she used her action, and that's all for her. Bram is up next. I don't think he has any way to disengage, so he might just try to apply his bonus action and then bring out his short sword and go for a slice. Okay, 20 to hit, 8 damage plus the hunter's mark. Very nice. 12 damage. Alright, Tolvise is back up. She's going to go ahead and... I think she's going to bonus action to hide, or attempt to hide, so let's see how she does against his wisdom. So 26 against his 15, so she's going to get advantage on her short bow attack. Clear those, advantage. Terrible rolls. She does not hit, and that's her turn. Bugbear is up. Let's see. Bram hit him. Mystis missed, so he's going to go after Bram. So Morningstar attack. He crit fails. He's done for. Mystis is up. Mystis is going to move 1 step closer, and he's going to go in with the longsword again. This time hitting with a 25. One-handed with a D8. So it's going to be 6 longsword damage. And I think that's it for him. So we'll do the 6 damage. Dacia's up. Now she can get a shot with her Eldritch Blast. Very nice. 24 to hit. And 12. Okay, Bugbear goes down pretty easy. That was a quick one. And we're going to go ahead and pop back over to here. And we're going to check our experience from this guy. And I'm just going to spawn individual treasure here randomly. So this is only 50 experience per player. Not so bad. And we're very close now. And then I'm going to spawn an individual treasure for us. The question is, do I spawn it at the dungeon level or at our level? Because the reality is, the dungeon is supposed to be level 1. So I'm going to call this treasure a level 1 treasure. I guess I'll just roll a d10. Number 3. We'll copy that. We'll place this in our loot converter. 35 gold. Not bad. 35.47 gold. Alright, that was worth it. The experience wasn't great, but the gold was good. Now, that was good. We didn't really lose any resources from that. And gained gold and experience. Our dice pool is clear. Now she's going to spend a dice pool to unlock this door. So Tolvise goes up, takes 10, unlocks the door. Alright, so she would basically then take another 10 to explore this hallway, make sure it's safe. No traps, but she does detect a trap on this door. So this is room 19. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, we got an ogre zombie and a zombie inside. Should be decently tough. But our south entry is a trapped and stuck simple wooden door. So she would know about the trap. Oh no, I think what happens is she gets the ability to roll to detect the trap when she does this. So we're going to go ahead and allow her to do a perception check to find the trap, but it says it's a DC 20 to find. Oh, she found it. Okay. She rolled a 21. That was a close one. Okay, so it's an ice dart trap. It's a DC 15 to disable. So she's going to roll again on the 15 with perception to figure out whether or not she knows if she can disable it. Okay, she doesn't know if she can disable it. She can't tell how tough it is. So now basically where we're at, whole dungeon considered, is I think we have some stuck doors that we haven't knocked down. We have a couple trapdoors, ironically on the same room, that we couldn't detect how hard they were, so we didn't go through them. I guess we could have gone through here, but I think I just neglected to do that because I know that it's a dead end. We weren't able to find those. We have another trap over here and the chance for a secret door, but I think those are basically all the options. Spend dice pool to unlock. I think this one meant that we found a trap, but we didn't know how hard it was to disable. And so we left it. So I think at this point, given that we have no sort of clear, undeterred paths, she's going to go ahead and take the risk on this door and trying to disable the trap on it. We're also going to see... This is going to be a loud trap. And so this will aggro our enemies here if she fails, and she'll also take the trap damage. So we're going to go ahead and sleight of hand. Oh no. Okay. She fails to disable it. Oh my god, it's going to kill her. It could actually do a hell of a lot of damage, and this is going to put us in a tough spot. And of course, this is our last encounter before leveling up. So, it could miss her, but it's a plus 12 to hit. So, we'll see. And, oh yeah, the chance of it missing her, it has to be a 1, basically, to miss her. So, here we go. Okay, definitely hits her with like a 25. 4d10 cold damage. Oh, I forgot. She's a half-orc. This is perfect. She will probably survive because of that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this would be 25 damage, which wouldn't outright kill her. I think by 1 damage. And regardless, she has Relentless Endurance. When you're reduced to 0 but not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit point instead. Oh, she doesn't even go down. Okay, so the other thing I need to figure out is we just did 25 damage to a character with 13 health. Which, if she had 12, I need to figure out how killing outright works. I forget. How to kill a character outright in D&D 5e. So, massive damage. Okay, if they take damage that reduces their hit points to 0 and the remaining damage equals or exceeds their maximum hit points. Oh, exceeds their max. Take 40 damage because the damage exceeds their max HP after dropping them to 0. And the remaining damage equals or exceeds. So in essence, what would have had to happen to kill Tolvise outright is that the damage would have needed to be 13 plus 19 in essence. So it wasn't really even actually that close to killing her, because I didn't remember the rule quite exactly, but now I remember. Okay, so she drops to 1 health. Not a great position to be in, given that this was a loud trap. It is now unlocked, which, by the way, half-orc trap unlocker with this last stand is just, that is a very good thing to have. Okay, so we need to build this encounter real quick. So we are going to duplicate this. We're going to call this room 19. And then we've got an ogre zombie. Ogre zombie. Yep. And then 1 zombie, I believe. Yeah, 1 zombie. Okay, yeah. It's a hard encounter. So, this will be a level up. I think we can do it. I don't think it should be impossible for us. We could have Tolvise go down, which would actually give us a decrease on her loyalty level, her morale. But let's see here. I need to put the monsters in here. Ogre. Zombie. Oh, he's a big boy. And then we just have a regular zombie. Great. Now, distance is far. So we'll put them at the far end of the room. They're just chilling. Maybe they're chomping on something. Okay. There's our starting place. We will auto-roll our initiative and start the fight. Thank goodness. Tolvise is up first. I think she has a potion, but I think she might not use it. Okay, she's just gonna attack. I don't think she's gonna use a potion. Actually, I think in her own self-interest, she would probably use it, even though, like, metagaming, I know that she's probably not gonna die. So she just chugs a potion real quick. 6 healing. +2, so 8 healing. Up to almost half of her hit points, which is a much better place to be. That was her bonus action. So she's going to use her short bow, and she's going to probably not hit either of them. Oh, AC is 8 on both of them, actually. Zombies do not have great armor. So who would she go for? Probably try to pick off the small one first, I imagine. So she's going to go ahead and do short bow damage. 5 on the zombie. Perfect. I wonder if that should have been a surprise round. Because the trap triggered, it was loud. Oh, I think I forgot to put a danger pool for that. And it would have aggroed them, and she wouldn't have known that there were enemies. So I think I actually need to redo this real quick and give them a surprise round. Because they would have come to inspect it. Okay, 30 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the ogre zombie would have come up. Shoot. I think she might actually get downed here. Surprise round. Oh gosh, he's actually very strong. Would have done advantage on the roll. Crits. Of course. Crit damage. 23. I think that just killed her outright. Because she was at 1. Yeah, I think that just killed our rogue. Okay, so let's make sure we actually wanted to play this as a surprise round. Loud trap goes off. Tolvise is standing at the door. It knocked her down to 1 HP. They come to inspect as sort of a surprise round to see what the noise was. They would immediately open the door, as monsters get to open just whatever door in dungeons that they want to, and the ogre zombie would have seen her, and she would have been surprised to have had the door open right in front of her. So yeah, I think that's the way to play it, and I think that means we lose Tolvise. Outright killed by a crit. Dead. And all 3 failures immediately. R.I.P. Tolvise. Okay, so it goes. We'll find a new companion after we leave here. If the rest of the characters don't die as well. But Tolvise is down and dead. I think this guy went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now he's basically in the hall here. And then this guy, I think, is just standing behind him. And I guess he would have taken the dash action. And he can make it up to Mystis. So they would have basically heard from around the hallway, just like the trap go off. Several seconds later, just poof, the door gets busted down by this ogre zombie that just like smashes. Tolvise was like relieved to have survived. And then all of a sudden, just the ogre zombie comes blasting through the door and just finishes her off and crushes her against the side of the dungeon. But that was it for the ogre zombie. But this little zombie runs past, and Mystis is at the ready. But that's just the end of the surprise round. So Bram is up first. He can see from here, so he's going to take an attack. These guys have very low armor class, so no problem. 11. I think that... No, it didn't kill it. Wait, why does it have HP missing? Oh, because she was going to shoot it. But that's actually got retconned. And he would have hunter marked this guy. So that's going to be 11 plus an additional d6. So that's going to be 13 damage for the zombie. Zombie is up. What do you do? Okay, Undead Fortitude, not fun. This is going to just become basically Mystis tanking, and the other two just waiting their turn, basically. Okay, so all he does is slam, basically. So he's going to try and slam Mystis. He misses. Okay. Dacia's up. I think technically moving away is going to give an attack of opportunity, but she's going to do so. Zombie will get his attack of opportunity. 9 does not hit, so she successfully moves away. She's going to Eldritch Blast him. 22 hits. 11 damage. And then it says con save DC 5 plus the damage taken. Okay, so he needs to pass a DC 16 on a con save. And he's not dead. Okay, he's dead. Which is great. Oops, that was the wrong thing. That was the wrong thing again. Zombie is red dead. Okay. Now the ogre zombie's up. He runs in after the first zombie goes down. He's got the same thing, it looks like, where he can not die when he gets killed. But he's going to try and slam Mystis. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty easy, but just like slow burn on this guy. Because they are both able to see him around the corner and fire off at him. Mystis is just going to go into defensive mode, so the ogre zombie has very little chance to actually hit him. Oh wait, I think I had the zombie up. What was that roll? That was I should have been 9 plus 6, but he would have missed anyway. Alright, so Mystis did his defend. Bram is up. He's going to do longbow attack against the ogre zombie. 16 hits. It's going to be 10 damage. He would have hunter marked him with his bonus action. So we will go ahead and roll 11 against this guy. And then this is just going to be a lot of rinse and repeat. Dacia's next. Eldritch Blast around the corner. 9 meets, it beats. Oh, it's actually not even a meet. It is above it. She's going to do 10 damage. And then the ogre zombie's up. He's going to disadvantage, try to attack Mystis. Deflected. Mystis is up next. He's going to do the defend action. Bram's back up. Bram is going to do longbow. Hits. Longbow damage. 6 plus 6, 12 damage here. Dacia is up. Eldritch Blast. Hits. 7 damage. And we rinse and repeat. Disadvantage on the ogre's attack. Misses. Bram is back up. Longbow attack. Hits. Piercing damage to 8 plus 1. 9 damage. Ogre zombie is bloodied. Dacia's up next. 10 hits. 7 damage. Ogre zombie's up. He's going to attack at disadvantage because of the dodge action. 7. Mystis is up. Takes the dodge action again. Bram is up. 10 hits. 10 damage. With the longbow, plus 3 is 13. There's really nothing this guy can do. It's just tank and spank on this one. 20 to hit with the Eldritch Blast. 12 damage. Ogre zombie's got one last attack at disadvantage. It's going to be 16, does not hit. Mystis does dodge action again. Bram is up. Likely the last round here. He critically fails, so he actually misses that round. Too bad. Dacia's up. She's going to do an Eldritch Blast. Almost crits. 19 to hit. Very nice. She rolls, takes 11 damage for the ogre zombie. And then DC is 16 for it to not be killed. And it is killed. It only rolled a 5 on the dice and a 9 total. So the ogre zombie and the regular zombie are dead. Okay, so the party runs up and they see Tolvise there, just laying there, sort of shattered and broken on the ground. And it's very sad. They take a moment and just like just all kind of like kicking themselves, like, but also knowing that this is the life of an adventurer. You never know what is going to happen, and there are many, many dangers down in the dark places under the earth. So they decide to carry her out, and her broken body, and bring her back up to Hopton. They're able to complete this whole encounter and do everything, walk back up, and it doesn't add any danger pool, but it does. We're going to say that all of this excitement that has happened this next day is going to be 2 hours of time passing. So we started at 11 a.m. and within 2 hours had cleared a bunch of these fights and we had one of our party members sadly die. So, in essence, what happens next is they bring... I'm going to go ahead and just mark dead for Tolvise. They bring Tolvise to Hopton and say, we don't know if she had any friends or family, but I hope that because she was on guild business for the Arcane Artisans Guild, that she might find at least some sort of honor in what she gave. And Hopton is very distraught at this point to have 2 dead adventurers have turned up from this quest, and is rethinking, whether or not she should have the party continue. Actually, before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and apply experience. 125. Okay. Everyone's going to get a level up here in a second. But Mystis, basically he's not interested in giving up, and he's going to go ahead and just say so. He's going to make a persuasion check to express his confidence. So it's not much, but he basically conveys, like, yeah, I think this is something we can still do, and though it's dangerous, I am committed to finishing the job, and we will not fail. Are you with me? He says to Dacia and Brahm. And I don't know. Would there be a chance that they give up? I don't think so. I think that they'd say, as long as you're still believing that we could do this, but we might need some additional help. So we will roll ourselves a brand new character. And so I think probably what we'll do here is we'll roll our new character. We will level up. We will consider spending some of our gold, though it's not a ton. Actually, was there any gold from that fight? 15. Oh yeah, there's some decent treasure in there. I'll just go ahead and make sure we don't forget about that. 2.3 gold, not much, but something. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do a character, and we're gonna, as soon as we click unweighted, whoever gets generated, that's who we're gonna go with. Hi Bash, welcome to the game. You're a first-time chatter. Thank you for stopping in. We actually just had one of our characters perish, sadly. Tolvise, as you can see down on the thingy over here. Our half-orc rogue. Very sad. But we are generating our new character to replace her on the party. And you stopped in just in time for that, so welcome. Alright. Another tiefling is what we have here. Zelvar. A Fierna tiefling. Oh, thanks. Yes, it is. Well, a lot of what I'm doing is on D&D Beyond. I have our maps are all on D&D Beyond. They're alpha maps. And then I have all the character sheets on D&D Beyond, and I'm running encounter tracking in D&D Beyond as well. So it's all sort of integrated, and all the roles talk to each other across system. And then I'm using a lot of other different tools as well. I'm using my own thing I call Tabletop Sage that generates characters and things like that. It does a lot of other things, but I won't go into much detail now. And then I'm also using things like Donjon or Dungeon to generate different dungeons and the like. But let us go back to our new character here. Another warlock. This one's a Fiona Tiefling, a Fathomless Warlock, a Nomadic Raider. So from some sort of group that pillages, maybe a pirate. His motivation is to suppress adventure. Seems very counterintuitive for an adventurer to want to suppress adventure, but maybe this will make more sense in a moment. A sturdy appearance, broad bridged nose, chipper, and he's a gaming addict. Oh, no worries, Bash. You're welcome to ask any questions. You're welcome to even participate if you think there's something that you would like to see happen in the game. Part of why I wanted to stream this is because this game is sort of, I'm making it up and generating things, and if you wanted to, you could join in and see where the game's going and make suggestions, and if it's a good one, I may just take you up on it. So I like that Zelvar has this cartographer background. That nomadic raider makes me think he's like a pirate or maybe a Viking, but like a spellcasting Viking. Wherever he came from, his rural upbringing, he was a gravedigger there, which is, that fits the warlock vibe for background. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. I think this is great. I still don't know exactly what suppress adventure is going to mean, but I'm going to go ahead and add into the notes here that pirate/Viking type background is going to be how we do this. So we're going to pop in here and we're going to go to my characters and we're going to create a new one. Start building. We also just got to level 3 Bash, so this character is not only going to be generated, but also we'll have to level it up a few times. But man, 2 warlocks. I don't think I've ever been in a party with 2 warlocks. Okay, so we're gonna go to, I'm not ready to, oh gosh, they have all the new rules now from the new handbook, and I don't know that I'm ready for that, but we'll sort it out. So species replaced race. We're gonna go ahead and do, maybe this is how we learn all the new stuff. We'll use the new tieflings maybe. Oh, actually my tables that generate this might not have all the new stuff, so let's just see here. Abyssal, Chthonic, Infernal. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use the Legacy. I think it's just a standard. Oh, here we go. Fiona Legacy. So this one is, I don't know anything about Fiona. A master manipulator. Charisma and wisdom. Some cantrips. Friends, charm person, suggestion. Okay. So a little bit like a face character. I don't like the wisdom, so I'm gonna change origin ability score to be a little more favorable. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a placeholder image for a tiefling right now, and we'll change it later. Let's see here. All right. So we need to go into Warlock. I am all turned around now that they updated this for the new handbook. So we'll start with level 1. Our patron, Fathomless. Oh wait. Legacy. Yeah, okay, Fathomless. So Tentacles of the Deeps. Bonus action. I can do cold damage with them. Gift of the Sea, swimming speed, and breathe underwater. Oh, that sounds very fun. LOL, may I ask the nature of this adventure or just normal treasure hunting? And to keep the pirate theme, what if we add a pet he argues with, like a small gecko or parrot? I like the idea of him having some sort of companion. So as we build him out, we'll see. I don't think that warlocks can get find familiar, but that would be nice. Perhaps he will come across something. We shall see. The adventure is... It's really open world. I'm going to do some mixture of roleplay, some mixture of dungeon crawling. It really can be whatever I want it to be. And, you know, if you have ideas, it can be maybe what you want it to be too, if I like your ideas. But yeah, that's sort of what we're up to. I think, you know, ultimately I just want to play D&D and have fun. But I also, part of how I want to do that is I want to level up characters, and I really like the combat aspect of it, so there will be a focus on the dungeon crawl, on the combat. We are now lacking a rogue, so I feel like I don't know how that's going to go, dungeon crawling without one. But such it is. What I can eventually do is I can re-roll my characters. I created some rules for that. So eventually I could respec somebody to be our rogue, but I need to at least have them hit level 3, which we all just did. And then the other thing that needs to happen is they need to have a high enough morale level, which the character that had the highest morale has just been killed, so I can't respec either of my other characters. But I think that Dacia, our warlock, is maybe the candidate for respecing into a rogue or something like that, since she is closest. But back to creating our character here. So let's see. Proficiencies. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go into abilities real quick. We're going to do point by. Dump strength, 14 dex, 14 con. Charisma up to 15. We will do 1 charisma score, 1 constitution, or 2 constitution. So we got 16 charisma, 16 constitution, 14 dexterity. Oh, you're learning and you're going to try and DM. Well, best of luck to you. I think honestly, like, this is a great maybe stream for you to watch to learn some things and to see how I approach the game. My approach is mine, and you know, take or leave whatever you like. But it, you know, it's fun. It could be helpful for you. A pirate who knows how to be loud in a pinch but quiet when asked questions. Perhaps. Are you seeing that in the description here anywhere? Because part of what I use this tool for is to generate a lot of helpful information about who this character is. And I try to use that as sort of, it helps me narrow who this character could be so that I don't think they could just be anyone. But it also gives me details that I can use to say specifically who they are. So I would like, if you have an idea about the character, I think I would like it to come from this description if you can see it okay. And I don't know that there is anything here about loudness or quietness, but I suppose that it could fit into the gaming context. He's a game addict, so I see this as gambling, perhaps. So I don't know how that could fit. What do you think? Alright, we have our stats here. We have chosen our species information. Let's choose a background here. Something in regard to like the Viking pirate. I think there is a pirate background. God, there are so many backgrounds here. Ah, here's pirate. Fun. Okay. Bad reputation. People are afraid of you. Alright, I'm not going to fill in too much more detail here. It could be like he's assessing the situation. Yeah, I think that that would make sense. A pirate would have a knack for reading situations and knowing, you know, how to gain from them. Being a nomadic raider, I think that Zelvar would have had a lot of experience in figuring out what kinds of situations were going to be dangerous for him, what kinds were going to be safe. So yeah, I think he's got a good sense of sorting that out. All right, proficiency. So we picked pirate. This gave him athletics and perception. Athletics is kind of lost on him, but perception, fine. We will give him intimidation, being a pirate, and deception would be great, actually. Okay, I think we're all set here for level 1 anyway. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just pop this up to level 3, and we'll take him up to level 3 first. Agonizing Blast is excellent, and I guess I could do Beguiling Speech. That removed deception from up above. So what else could I take? Nah, I'm gonna actually not do Beguiling Influence, and I will do something else. Let's do Repelling Blast. This will allow him to push enemies. And that would come in handy if you were on a ship, pushing enemies off the ship. Okay. What pact? I don't think this set up for me a pact to take, so I'm at my leisure to pick whichever I want. Oh! Bash, are you still here? I just recalled that if I take Pact of the Chain, my character can get a familiar. And that means we can have some sort of parrot or, yeah, gecko or a parrot. So Bash, you pick the familiar. Is it going to be a gecko or a parrot? Pact of the Chain. There we go. Find familiar. Very nice. Okay, now I need to pick some spells. So, for sure, Eldritch Blast. I don't know the difference between the Legacy and not Legacy. We're going to do Minor Illusion, because that's always nice. Actually, I think I already have that on Dacia, so we will pick something else. Let's say Prestidigitation is pretty good. Let's just go with Create Bonfire. I think that'll come in handy. Yeah, Gecko who can slip out of any attacks. Very entertaining. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the notes here and just say Pact of the Chain summons a gecko who can slip out of attacks. And this is great because I'm just gonna basically put it in a give it the effects and abilities of an owl. That slip out of attacks is very much like the owl's flyby ability, and that works actually very well. It's the best use of a familiar is actually to have it jump into the fray, use the help action to give somebody advantage on an attack, and then slip away without getting an attack of opportunity against it, which flyby or slip by, I will call it for this gecko. Slip by is going to be his ability to basically distract an enemy and give us advantage on an attack. Exactly. I love the idea that the gecko loves treasure, loves shiny things. So that is for sure something that we should build into this. Okay. So, would you also like... Maybe we should just name the gecko Bash. What do you think about that? Or would you like to give it a different name? Because it's got to have a name. Alright, I think we could take 2 second level spells and 2 first levels. So I'm going to get Armor of Agathis. And then... Oh, I guess Hex. Those are probably the best. And then I'll look at second level. Invisibility, Mirror Image, Misty Step, Spider Climb, Silent Shatter. Invisibility, Hold Person. I think I'd probably be... Sure, Bash. And if asked why, because I keep bashing it, it just laughs at me. The warlock is like hitting the gecko. Very violent. The gecko's name is Bash. Named after Bash 3104. Well, thank you very much, Bash, for influencing the story. I would have never thought of a gecko as the familiar, so I appreciate your input, and you have made the story different and hopefully better. I think it's better for having a gecko in it. Alright, what spell is this going to be? I could go defensive. Yeah, I think I'll go Misty Step and Mirror Image. No, invisibility is going to be way more utility. Okay. We are all set. Zelvar has his class set up, his background, abilities. Now we'll go equipment. Light crossbow, arcane focus. As a pirate, maybe like a crystal in his necklace. Dungeoneer's pack makes more sense for a pirate than a scholar's pack. Simple weapon. He's already got a light crossbow, so this would just be like something he uses up close. It needs to be dex. So let's just we'll just have him. Oh, he already has a dagger. Isn't there like these look like all strength weapons. Yeah, I guess dagger is gonna be best. Alright, rabbit foot, small stone with a hole in the center, or a trinket. Doesn't even let me pick a trinket. Why not? A rabbit's foot. Okay. Add starting equipment. Equip backpack, crossbow bolts. A dagger. Leather armor. Okay. There it is. Zelvar, our level 3 new tiefling warlock. Can we say the trinket is a deck of cards to... Oh! Gaming addict. Interesting. Let me go back and see, because the trinket already added to my inventory, I think. But I don't remember. Oh yeah, it was the rabbit foot. So in other possessions... we'll call it like a lucky deck of cards as sort of the trinket that this tiefling pirate has. Alright. Cool. Now I'm going to go back to my other characters and get them leveled up and ready. So Mystis, our tiefling fighter, is now level 3. Finally gets to take the samurai archetype. Bonus proficiency, a samurai skill. I think I'll take persuasion. That's going to be best, even though he doesn't have great charisma. And now he can get temp hit points, give himself advantage, and he can use that 3 times until he does a long rest. So we've got our level 3 fighter finally embracing his samurai background. So the rule I created for respecking characters is 200 gold times the character level. And it takes a certain amount of days have to pass, which is also going to burn their gold that they have access to. So I actually can't afford a respec on anyone right now. So I will need to collect more gold in order to do that. But Dacia is the next one to level up. Our second warlock. And as a genie, I think I'm just going to go with Pact of the Tome. This is going to get her some more spells and the ability to cast ritual spells. Oh god, there are so many choices. I guess these are these 3 cantrips? Yeah. Okay, she just gets 3 cantrips. So this shouldn't be too hard to choose. She doesn't have dark vision, so I'm going to get her the light one. Why don't we already have Eldritch Blast. We could get her... Oh, she could learn Vicious Mockery. That's kind of good. Oh yeah, it would get disadvantage. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then let's see. Mage Hand would probably be helpful. Oh. I can get Guidance. There we go. Very nice. Ah, you're asking about Dacia. Dacia is a scholar, and a historian. She comes from a rural context where she was some sort of minister of defense. So she sort of got this. You know, she had a position of prominence in where she came from and helped protect that place. But she partially, her real passions and maybe why she protected the place she did was because of her love for books, being a historian, and she also was a book binder, so this is part of her trade. So she also, we have this genie that she made a pact with. We don't know much about this genie. I think this is another thing that we'll have to develop with Zelvar in his pact with the Fathomless. But I mean, it's perfect for him because he's a pirate, so he's like found some creature of the deep and made a pact with it. And then Dacia's like, when she was doing research, she found maybe some tome or one of the books that she was reading led her to see that there was an artifact that held the genie that she ended up making a pact with. I don't know that it was an oil lamp. So it's very much like Aladdin. She just found an oil lamp and perhaps rubbed it, and there was a Merid in there, which is sort of like a water elemental genie. And it made a deal with her, and she got some power, and I don't know what exactly her motivation is, avenge endurance, but she's trying to find her way in the world. And yeah. So I don't know if that really helps figure out what spells she should have, but I really like the ones we gave her, so I think we'll stick with those. Light, Vicious Mockery, and Guidance. Guidance is going to be super helpful. Okay, and then she can get one more spell at level 2. I think that similarly she's going to pick up Misty Step. What do I have as her level 1 spells? Oh, I had Bane. I'm going to get rid of Bane. And what does a Mind Spike? Makes it so someone can't hide from me. Oh, interesting. She can get spike growth. I may actually take that for dungeons. That's going to be pretty useful. Yeah, I'll take spike growth. Why not? I think it's going to be pretty helpful. Okay, Dacia is ready to go. Level 3. Oh, and we can upcast our Armor of Agathis now, I think. Yep, we've got 2nd level pack slots. So actually, we have to upcast it if we use it. So 10 cold damage on an attack. That's great. And I think Zevlar's got the same. Yep, okay, great. Alright, one more character to level up. Brahm it is. He is our Gloomstalker Ranger, so this is actually him being the scout makes probably the most sense now. So here we go. Gloomstalker. He can get Disguise Self. That's great. Bonus to initiative rolls. Very nice. Does he have... Did I boost his wisdom at all? Oh yeah, he's got great wisdom. I think he's going to end up being our scout here. It's dark vision, extended range. While in darkness, he's invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see me in that darkness. So good. Okay, and then I think I can get one additional spell. Absorb Elements is going to be really good, especially if he's a scout and making sure he doesn't get killed by some sort of trap or something. And Hunter's Mark, Cure Wounds. I think he's solid. So we've all hit level 3. And I think it is now midnight. And that means that I am going to be ending the stream. But Bash, oh, you've said something. Hold on. We can say the genie reveals something about her ancestors, which is a family of scholars, and the tome has some writings the genie might know of, which pushes her to learn more about this genie and his connection to her ancestors. Oh, so it's like a generational genie that's been supporting the family throughout time. I like that. I'm just going to go ahead and grab that and pop it into her information here. Thank you again for your contribution. I like this 3104. I like this. I like that it adds some additional information. Oh, and this is the wrong person, so I accidentally added that to Zelvar, and it really needs to go to Dacia. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and save Zelvar real quick into our system here. Click new entity, and it's gonna go ahead and save it automatically into our index. Success. Now I'll pop over here, and there he is in our index. An active character. I will deactivate that one. Alright, Zelvar is here. Then I'm going to go to the dash, and we need to put him in on the top, and he will be neutral because he does not have yet any morale with our main character, Mystis. We will find his motivation, and that's suppress adventure, which is weird, and I don't know how that makes any sense, given that he's kind of a nomadic raider, and that's his thing. Maybe like his pirate crew like targeted adventurers. I suppose that could be it. Or maybe he's like just wants to be so intimidating that adventurers wouldn't think about trying to attack him or something like that. So that's the suppression that, you know, I'll think more about it, but that's as far as I've gotten. But we've got our new character here. We need to, next time we stream, we will be figuring out how he gets connected to the party. It may just be another introduction from Hopton and the Arcane Artisans Guild, or it could be something else entirely. We shall see. But we've done all of our level ups. We have all of our level 3 characters, 2 warlocks, a fighter, and a Gloomstalker ranger. And that is all for tonight. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Bash. I'm doing this because I'm having fun doing it, and it's also nice to have somebody stop in and join me, because otherwise I'm very alone. You have a hard time making a vampire air genasi for my friend. That sounds like quite the character. Yeah, feel free to follow me. You'll get a notification when I go live. And also the episode will be on YouTube. I'm uploading everything over there. And if you ever just want to chat, I also created a Discord server. If you go to I think it's the front page of my channel. I'm kind of new to Twitch, so I don't know where everything is. But you're also welcome to join me over there and chat anytime that I'm available for that. Let me just make sure it's on there. Yeah, if you go to my front page, there's a Discord icon down below on the panels. If you click that, you can come chat with me over there. But anyway, thank you so much, Bash. I'm so glad that you were here and you influenced the world. And until next time, which I don't know when that's going to be, but hopefully sometime this week, we will end the stream and the story and pick it up another day. Farewell.